Want to know why? Ask how. Howard the Humongous. Iran has mounted the biggest ballistic missile attack in history. It claims it launched 200 ballistic missiles at Israel Tuesday night, October 1st. 181 of those missiles appeared in the night skies over Israel. They were shot out of the heavens by Israel's Arrow 3 missiles, a part of Israel's astonishing air defense system, the Iron Dome. There was only one death, ironically, of an Arab from Gaza working near Jericho. And Israel reports that the damage to 3 military bases and buildings near Israel's nuclear facility at Dimona was minor. Says Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, the attack was a failure. But the rocket barrage leaves two big questions. Number one, how will Israel respond? And number two, will that response lead to an all-out war? But first, a word of warning. Israel's big problem could be Joe Biden. Today, Joe Biden convened a conference call with the G7 nations, the United States, Japan, England, France, Germany, Italy, Canada, and the United Kingdom. The G7 members all committed their support to Israel and said Israel has a right to respond to Iran's ballistic missile attack. That's terrific. There was only one problem. Joe Biden has given magnificent support to Ukraine and Israel, but he never lets these allies of ours achieve a decisive win. He holds them back when they should be charging forward. President Biden's primary concern is preventing World War III, which is a noble goal. But Joe Biden's security advisor, Jake Sullivan, has said that Israel's response to Iran will be severe. Biden, on the other hand, has called for that response to be measured and proportionate, which means that he sees his job as holding Israel back. Israel has made it clear that its response to Iran's ballistic missile assault will be precise and surprising. As surprising as the 5,000 pagers and walkie-talkies Israel exploded in the hands and pockets of Hezbollah terrorists and Hezbollah terrorists only on September 17th and 18th, 2 weeks ago. Or as surprising as the assassination of Hezbollah's head, Hassan Nasrallah, and 7 of his top commanders, 6 stories underground in Lebanon's capital, Beirut. Israeli sources have suggested that to shock and awe Iran, Israel might attack Iran's oil facilities. Or it might assassinate a key Iranian figure the way it assassinated one of the highest-ranking leaders of Hamas in Iran's capital, Tehran, on July 31st. But the biggest response of all would be to attack Iran's nuclear facilities. And taking out those nuclear facilities will be an absolute necessity if Israel is going to survive. Why? Israel is a tiny country. It is only 9 miles wide at its narrowest point. And Israel's life is concentrated in just 3 cities: Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and Haifa. Take those cities out, and you wipe Israel off the face of the map. Since the establishment of the Islamic Revolution in Iran in 1979, Iran's goal has been to exterminate Israel, to wipe it out utterly, and to topple what it calls the Great Satan, the United States. In fact, for years, Iran has painted a slogan calling for Israel's destruction on its missiles. It is said that Iran does not yet have nuclear warheads, but could put them together on 2 weeks' notice. I suspect that's not true, and that Iran is probably already assembling nuclear warheads. Iran demonstrated with its 200 ballistic missiles fired at Israel October 1st that it will be able to reach Israel with its nuclear warheads as soon as it can mount them on enough rockets to penetrate Israel's Iron Dome. Iran has also shown that it can't get through that Iron Dome. However, you can sail nuclear warheads into Haifa's harbor on commercial ships or fishing boats, or you can land them on the beaches of Tel Aviv. But the real problem is that you can use a nuclear warhead on the United States. How? By putting your nuke on an intercontinental ballistic missile and aiming it at Washington. Does Iran have intercontinental missiles? You bet. Their intercontinental missile is the KAIM-100, a three-stage rocket Iran used to launch a satellite into orbit on September 14th, just 2 weeks ago. But this means that Iran's nuclear program is not just a threat to Israel. It is a threat to you and me. Remember, Iranians take to the streets several times a year to chant the slogan that has been central to Iran's Islamic Revolution ever since 1979, "Death to America." Once Iran has enough nukes, that chant may no longer be a matter of mere words. However, when he was asked today if he would approve of an attack on Iran's nuclear facilities, Joe Biden said no. This is Howard Bloom speaking to you from the future. It's your job and my job to make, or, want to know why? Ask how. And now for the off button.